Hello everybody, and welcome back to Navigating and Applying for Public Assistance Benefits series. This is a webinar on the other public assistance benefits and knowing your options with some additional benefits that are not necessarily applicable to everybody. So we will go ahead and all right, let's jump right in. Some of the other benefits that you will likely be able to tap into if you need are cash assistance, state emergency funds, VITA, Social Security disability, veterans benefits, non-competitive eligibility, legal services, Michigan Energy Assistance Program, student loans, women, infant, and children, and Medicaid. Some of the participant benefits that if you are an AmeriCorps state and national member that will not affect your eligibility on the following benefits: SNAP, WIC, HUD subsidized housing, and veterans benefits. However, your participation as an AmeriCorps state or national member may affect your eligibility for the following benefits: temporary assistance to needy families, SSI or Social Security income for the aged, blind, and disabled, Social Security old age survivors and disability insurance, Medicaid and Medicare, State Children's Health Insurance Program or CHIP, Title 20 social services, unemployment insurance, and needs-based federal student financial aid. So proceed with caution as you tap into some of these resources. Really know what taking a benefit could limit your ability in the future to accept other types of benefits. The first benefit we will discuss is cash assistance. This is a state benefit, and with cash assistance, it allows you to pay for essentials like toothpaste. So it's a kind of a supplement. It can be seen as a supplement to your SNAP benefits. However, this is a lot more difficult to navigate, and you also have to be showing that you're either applying for jobs or increasing your income on your own. Sometimes they will waive this, most of the time they will not. So you'll need to discuss that with your caseworker. If you decide to apply for this, you will also need to let them know if you are receiving welfare, because welfare and your living allowance are both counted as income. And applicants for the cash assistance program will be required to take part in a very robust, results-oriented participation program called PATH, which is the Partnership Accountability Training and Hope. And this is a 21-day assessment period which discusses your barriers to employment, and your caseworker will work individually with you to connect you to resources to address these barriers. The next is the State Emergency Fund. This is also a state benefit. The State Emergency Relief and the Weatherization Assistance Program combine financial assistance and contracts with the network of nonprofit organizations to help low-income households. So if you maybe call 211, which is kind of the info for being connected to resources, they may be able to connect you with a nonprofit that can help you with some of your needs, depending on what your needs are. They can be anything from burial services to earned income tax credit to energy and weatherization, forms and publications, heats and utilities, home ownership services, home repairs, or relocation assistance. Living allowance should be excluded from income in claims for compensation, pension, dependency, and indemnity compensation. For HUD, your living allowance payments cannot be considered as income. So if you have further questions on those, please reach out to me or research further on the MI Bridges site. Next is VITA. VITA is a federal benefit. VITA is the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, and this allows for tax counseling for the elderly as well as for certain qualified individuals. It has operated for over 50 years and offers free tax help to people who need assistance. So if you make less than $58,000, if you are disabled, if you have limited English speaking abilities, VITA can be of assistance to you. Next is Social Security disability. This is a federal benefit, and your living allowance is not considered when determining if you are eligible. People receiving disability payments before joining AmeriCorps may continue to receive their benefits during their service regardless of their living allowance. However, if you are using Social Security income, it is funded by general tax revenues. So sometimes what has happened is that the people that have applied and done AmeriCorps and they've been receiving this SSI and applying for Social Security disability, it can cause you to be deemed not disabled anymore because you're actively involved in a direct service program. So please make sure to proceed with caution when applying for this service. This has happened more than once, so I want you all to be very careful. So the Social Security Administration considers the living allowance to be earned income, and this may result in a decrease in Social Security SSI payments. So they kind of all work together. So it is a little bit confusing, but please make sure to check out this website, the Social Security disability website. It shows you the disability determinations, the asset limits, the residency requirements, and the income requirements, and what is and is not considered income. And this will also go further in depth on what may or may not make you ineligible. Next is veterans benefits. These are both on the federal and state levels. There are also a lot of nonprofit organizations that can help and be used should you have any need with filing a claim or health care. Through the Michigan Veterans Affairs Agency, there are a myriad of different services that you can tap into, which is a buddy-to-buddy veteran mentorship. There is the Veteran Service Officers, there's employment assistance, there is Check on a Michigan Vet, which you can use if you're not a vet, if you would like to check on a vet to make sure that they're doing okay. There are mental health resources. There is a Make a Vet Smile campaign, and should you need to contact the Michigan Veteran Affairs Association, please make sure to look at the resources list at the very end of this webinar. It's 1-800-MISH-VET, or you can go onto their website and click on the Contact Us form. Non-competitive eligibility in federal service is a VISTA benefit. So if you are a VISTA listening to this, this one's for you. Non-competitive eligibility allows a federal agency to hire a VISTA alum who meets the minimum qualifications for a federal job without going through all the formalities of the competitive process. So a VISTA alum may be hired as a non-competitive eligible appointee after successfully completing at least one full year of VISTA. This status lasts for 1 year following the completion of service. To establish non-competitive status, you will need to print out and include your statement of non-competitive eligibility with any federal job application. The federal agency is not required to hire you, and you are not guaranteed a job, but it does help as you are given somewhat of a priority for some federal positions. Next are legal services and support, which is a state benefit. If you go onto the MI Bridges and you go under resources, legal will pop up. AmeriCorps has the discretion to pay also legal expenses incurred in the legal defense of members in judicial and administrative proceedings that relate to service. These expenses include counsel fees, court costs, bail, and other incidental costs. However, there is no provision for the payment of attorney fees when the members are involved in disputes addressing the denial or decrease of government benefits. Next is a great, pretty wide program through the state of Michigan. It is the Michigan Energy Assistance Program, or MEAP. The purpose of MEAP is to establish and administer programs statewide that provide energy assistance and self-sufficiency services to eligible low-income households. And they want you to become self-sufficient. So self-sufficiency services include assisting participants with paying their energy bills on time, budgeting for and contributing to their ability to provide for energy expenses, which may include enrollment into an affordable payment plan, and utilizing energy services to optimize on energy efficiency. MEAP grantees are all community partners with MDHHS and can help you navigate through this application system. So you'll likely be connected to some sort of a nonprofit that can help you through this. The MDHHS is where you do the application, and you can also contact 211 if you need to be connected to an agency for something like this. So there are a few different ways you can use this. One is the home heating credit. So eligible customers must meet guidelines based on household income, exemptions, and heating costs. You have to apply by September 30th of each year, and the application can be requested from the Michigan Department of Treasury. You can only apply for the home heating credit only. You can't apply for the state emergency relief or weatherization assistance. And your eligibility is based on income and the number of exemptions and household heating costs. The State Emergency Relief Fund is a crisis intervention program that provides assistance for energy-related expenses such as heating, fuel, electricity, and home repairs. Eligibility is based on demonstration of immediate need, maybe a past due or a shut-off notice, or a declared need for a deliverable fuel such as fuel oil, or a verified need for energy-related home repair, income, and assets. You will apply on the MI Bridges website for this. And finally, the Weatherization Assistance Program. And this helps with any sort of weatherization emergency that may happen. So heating fuel has an annual maximum of $450 to $850 that they will provide to you depending on your type of fuel that you use to heat your home. And DHHS will only issue one payment for heat and one payment for non-heat electricity between October 1st and September 30th each year. And there's a cap for the amount that you will receive each year. So you'll want to go ahead and call your 211 to see if there is an organization or agency that can help you walk through this process. And these will all be MEAP grantees, and these can also be found on the MI Bridges website under the Weatherization Assistance. It gives you the list of agencies that may be able to help you. And there is a $4,000 lifetime limit per household on this. So if you are looking for any of these energy-related assistance programs, I highly recommend that you go to the MI Bridges website, look through what you may or may not be eligible for, and how you can get assistance in applying for and receiving these benefits. Student loans. This is a federal benefit, and please note that it could take up to 2 weeks after a member has started service for there to be a create forbearance request link in your AmeriCorps portal to appear. So don't be alarmed, it could just take time to get that uploaded. If a member needs to have forbearance request processed and the option is not yet appearing, all you can do is contact the hotline, which is okay, but you'll go into your my.americorps.gov portal, log in, and you will create a forbearance request. You will verify all the information that is on there is correct. If you've served more than one term of service, you'll have to select the dates for the time that you're requesting your service. And then you will search for your financial institution, and you'll hit submit, and you will get some sort of an alert within a month. The next benefit is Women, Infants, and Children, WIC. It's just a state benefit, which you will apply through on MI Bridges. The Department of Agriculture administers this benefit, and Department of Agriculture puts regulations on the WIC program that pertain to AmeriCorps and AmeriCorps Vista incomes. So make sure that when you have your caseworker that you explain that you're an AmeriCorps member. On here you can see the percent poverty level and how much you may or may not be eligible for. So that is a great resource if you need that. All right, Medicaid is next, and this is a state benefit. You are offered health insurance if you are in a state program through your program. However, you may choose you want to go through Medicaid instead, or someone in your household may want to use Medicaid. So this can be applied through the MI Bridges website. However, it is done on a very case-by-case basis because income is considered, tax withholdings, assets. Now, if your household is you and maybe 6 other roommates, it gets a little confusing because you're like, oh, well, how big is my household? I am splitting rent. But for the purpose of Medicaid, you are only claiming yourself because that it is just your income and you are not counting your roommates in that. So make sure that you clarify that with your caseworker if you have any questions. Now, if you get denied for a reason that cannot be determined, you will need to follow up with your caseworker. Sometimes this means you didn't submit a form. Sometimes there was a glitch in the system. But if you get a letter that says you were denied for a reason that cannot be determined, make sure to follow up to see if you actually might be eligible for this benefit. Cherry Health AmeriCorps members are certified counselors and can help assist you through the process if needed. So reach out to me or your program director and ask them to get in touch with one of the Cherry Health members. So here are some of the resources that we discussed and how to get to them. So this is the MI Bridges, your MEEP site, and your Veterans Association. So I highly encourage you, check these benefits out, see if they might be a good fit for you, and I hope that your service year is going really well and that we are giving you all the support that you need. Thanks, everybody.